Welcome to the Thealee Podcast. It is February 28th, 2026, and we are on day 59 of reading through the Bible. Today, the Lord tells Moses and Aaron that he wants them to record the names and members of the different clans and families of the Levi tribes. So he starts with the Kohathite division, and he wants all of the names of the men ages 30 to 50 who are eligible to serve in the tabernacle. The duties of the Kohathites at the tabernacle will relate to the most sacred objects. So when the camp moves, they are going to move those sacred objects. Aaron and his sons must first enter the tabernacle to take down the inner curtain, and they cover the Ark of the Covenant with it. Then they must cover the inner curtain with goatskin leather, and then they take a single piece of blue cloth and put it over that, and then they put the carrying poles in the ark. Next, they spread a blue cloth over the table where the bread of the presence is displayed, and then on that, they put the bowls, pans, jars, pitchers, and special bread. Then they must put a special scarlet cloth over all of that, and then a covering of fine goatskin leather on top of the scarlet cloth, and then they put the carrying poles into the table. Then they cover the lampstand with a blue cloth, along with all of its lamps, snuffers, trays, special jars, and olive oil. Then they cover the lampstand and all of its accessories with fine goatskin leather, and they put that bundle on a carrying frame. Then they spread the blue cloth over the gold incense altar and covered this cloth with fine goatskin leather. Then they attach the carrying poles into the altar. They take all the remaining furnishings of the sanctuary and wrap them in a blue cloth and cover them with fine goatskin leather and place them on carrying frames. They remove the ashes from the altar for sacrifices and cover the altar with a purple cloth. All of the altar utensils, fire pans, meat forks, shovels, basins, all the containers must be placed on the cloth, and then a covering of fine goatskin leather must be spread over them. Then they put the carrying poles in place for that. The camp is ready to move when Aaron and his sons have finished covering the sanctuary and all the sacred articles. The Kohathites will come and carry these things to the next destination, but they must not touch the sacred objects or they will die. Eleazar, son of Aaron the priest, will be responsible for the oil of the lampstand and the fragrant incense, the daily grain offering, the anointing oil. In fact, Eleazar is responsible for the entire tabernacle and everything in it, including the sanctuary furnishings. Then the Lord tells Aaron and Moses not to let the Kohathite clans be destroyed from among the Levites. This is what you must do so that they can live and not die when they approach the most sacred objects. Aaron and his sons must always go in with them and assign a specific duty or load to each person. The Kohathites can never enter the sanctuary to look at the sacred objects for even a moment, or they will die. Then the Lord tells Moses to record the names and members of the clans of the families of the Gershonite division of the tribe of Levi and list all the men between ages 30 and 50 who are eligible to serve in the tabernacle. This Gershonite clan is responsible for general service and carrying loads. They carry the curtains of the tabernacle itself and the coverings, the outer covering of fine goatskin leather, the curtain for the tabernacle entrance. They carry the curtains for the courtyard walls that surround the tabernacle and altar, the curtain across the courtyard entrance, the ropes, the equipment related to their use. They are responsible for all these items. Aaron and his sons direct the Gershonites regarding their duties, whether it involves moving the equipment or doing other work. They must assign the Gershonites responsibility for the loads that they are to carry. The Gershonites will be directly responsible to Ithamar, son of Aaron the priest. Now they're supposed to record the names of the members of the clans of the Merarite division of the tribe of Levi and list all the men between ages 30 and 50 who are eligible to serve in the tabernacle. Their only duty will be to carry loads. They will carry the frames of the tabernacle, the crossbars, posts, bases, the post and frames for the courtyard walls and their bases, pegs and ropes, and every accessory related to that use. Assign the various loads to each man by name. So these are the duties of the Merarite clans, and they are directly responsible to Ithamar, son of Aaron the priest. So Moses, Aaron, and the other leaders of the community listed the members of the Kohathite division by their clans and families. The men between 30 and 50 years of age who were eligible to serve in the tabernacle totaled 2,750. Then they recorded the Gershonite division, and the men between the ages of 30 and 50 years who were eligible to serve in the tabernacle were 2,630. And then the Merarite division was listed, and the men between 30 and 50 that could serve in the tabernacle were 3,200. So when they listed all of these Levites by their clans and families, the men between 30 and 50 years of age who were eligible to serve in the tabernacle and for its transportation numbered 8,580. So the registration was completed just as the Lord had commanded Moses. Then the Lord gives instructions about purity in Israel's camp, and he says that he wants Moses to command the people of Israel to remove anyone from the camp who has a skin disease or a discharge or who is ceremonially unclean by touching a dead person. This applies to men and women alike, so they cannot defile the camp in which God lives among them. And then he gives further instructions to the people of Israel. If anyone, man or woman, betray the Lord by doing wrong to another person, then they are guilty, and they must confess their sin and make full restitution for what they have done, and then add an additional 20% and return it to the person who was wronged. If the person who was wronged is dead and there are no near relatives to whom restitution can be made, the payment belongs to the Lord and must be given to the priest. Those who are guilty must also bring a ram as a sacrifice, and they will be purified and made right with the Lord. All the sacred offerings that the Israelites bring to the priest belong to him. Each priest may keep all the sacred donations that he receives. Then it tells this interesting story about protecting marital faithfulness. So if a man thinks that his wife has been unfaithful to him and has slept with another man, but neither her husband nor anyone else knows about it, then she has defiled herself even though there was no witness and she was not caught in the act. But if her husband is jealous and suspicious about this, and he needs to know whether or not she has defiled herself, he can bring his wife to the priest. He must also bring an offering of 2 quarts of barley flour to be presented on her behalf. This is not supposed to be mixed with olive oil or frankincense because it is a jealousy offering, an offering to prove whether or not she's guilty. So the priest must present her to stand trial before the Lord. He takes some holy water in a clay jar and pours into it the dust that he has taken from the tabernacle floor. When the priest has presented the woman before the Lord, he unbinds her hair and places in her hands the offering of proof, the jealousy offering, to determine whether her husband's suspicions are justified. He stands before her holding the jar of bitter water and brings a curse to those who are guilty. The priest then puts the woman under an oath and says to her, if no other man has had sex with you, and you have not gone astray and defiled yourself while under your husband's authority, may you be immune from the effects of this bitter water that brings on the curse. But if you have gone astray by being unfaithful to your husband and have defiled yourself by having sex with another man, at this point, the priest must put the woman under oath by saying, may the people know that the Lord's curse is upon you when he makes you infertile, causing your womb to shrivel, but your abdomen will swell. So this water brings a curse to enter your body and cause your abdomen to swell and your womb to shrivel. And then the woman will be required to say, yes, let it be so. And the priest will write these curses on a piece of leather and wash them off in the bitter water. He will make the woman drink the bitter water that brings the curse. When the water enters her body, it will cause bitter suffering if she is guilty. The priest will take the jealousy offering from the woman's hand, lift it up before the Lord, and carry it to the altar. He'll take a handful of the flour as a token portion and burn it on the altar, and he will require the woman to drink the water. If she's defiled herself by being unfaithful, the water that brings on the curse will cause bitter suffering. Her abdomen will swell, and her womb will shrink, and her name will become a curse among other people. But if she hasn't done this, and she is pure, then she will be unharmed and will still be able to have children. This is a ritual law for dealing with suspicion. If a woman goes astray and defiles herself while under her husband's authority, or if a man becomes jealous and is suspicious that his wife has been unfaithful, then he presents his wife before the Lord, and the priest will apply this entire ritual law for her. The husband will be innocent of any guilt in this matter, but his wife will be held accountable for her sin. Thanks for listening. We'll talk again tomorrow.